here in Brussels today with the Med-Géem network. We had a beautiful meeting of both the national focal points, which are the people that represent the ministry, so basically the governments, as well as our industry advisory board, which is a representation of the private sector in the southern Mediterranean countries. And the combination was actually extremely constructive. Because, you know, typically governments, you know, they're in a bubble and the private sector is in a bubble. You know, they rarely speak the same language, and having everybody in a room discussing, you know, a common agenda, how to build a hydrogen agenda, an agenda for renewable energy was very, very fruitful. It started yesterday with a very interesting workshop where we learned about the intricacies of the carbon border adjustment mechanism, which is you know, the mechanism that Europe uses. You know, first of all, there's restrictions on European industrial production where we want to reduce emissions of CO2, and you want to avoid that, you know, that leads to imports of, let's say, dirty products from abroad. And the CBAM, the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, you know, tries to avoid that. So it actually, you know, it's a system of accounting of carbon emissions for products that are produced in other countries. And it's complex. I mean, it's also evolving. Not every detail has been elaborated. And we had a very, very interesting presentation on that yesterday from, you know, the knowledge owners in the European Commission, as well as also a deep dive into the emissions trading system, which is something that Europe has championed. You know, we have a price on carbon, and that also leads to, in the end, very efficiently reducing emissions of CO2.
These 2 days were very important for us, especially I'm very thankful to the network because we had a very important and interesting training with the CBAM that was done by the Union European Commission. It was very important for us as a country to understand when is these deadlines about the tax borders that would be implemented in 2026, which is tomorrow. So we asked many questions and we had answers about how to prepare our industry to decarbonize it and to be able to still be competitive when we're talking about export to Europe. So this was very important for us.
The other countries are in advance comparing to our country, but we are aiming to progress more and more concerning the CBAM, and we are counting when we will be back in our country to make more awareness concerning this issue. Arriving to other issue, it's the ETS that we discussed yesterday, and we are aiming to move forward because we know we are certain that there will be problems facing the industrialists when they export to the European countries concerning CBAM and concerning the ETS lately. So we have to make more awareness. We have to make more workshops concerning this issue, and we are counting on the help of the network, the Med-Géem network, and the European Commissions. I have to say that the European Commission is doing a lot of work in Lebanon, the people representing the European Commission in Beirut, and they are very cooperative with us, with the association, and with all the stakeholders concerning this problem in Lebanon.
Aussi notre participation hier à la formation donc, qui a été à propos du CBAM. Nous remercions aussi la Commission européenne et le Med-Géem encore une fois de l'avoir organisé, parce que vous savez que le Maroc, comme tous les pays donc, qui sont voisins de l'Union européenne, ils sont concernés par cette taxe-là, par le CBAM. On est en train de se préparer effectivement, parce que ça nous permet... donc en fait, le CBAM, c'est une opportunité pour le Maroc. On ne le considère pas aujourd'hui comme une barrière, parce que ça nous permet de décarboner notre industrie, qui est très concernée par l'exportation à l'Europe. Donc ce qui fait, c'est d'une pierre deux coups. Éviter de payer des taxes et en même temps décarboner notre industrie, contribuer aux efforts du pays dans le domaine de l'environnement et du climat.
As member of the industry advisory of the Mid-Gem, we're very happy to support the Mid-Gem project because the Mediterranean area is a priority area for Europe from a hydrogen perspective. Indeed, in order to allow Europe to meet its decarbonization objectives, to diversify also and secure its energy, we will need imports from third countries. And the Mediterranean area is very well situated. It's a priority partner for Europe because of its location, because of its historical ties, and also because of the natural assets that make it so relevant for us.
UNIDO is the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. We are very much involved in decarbonizing industry all over the world. We have a strategic partnership also with the European Union for circular economy, decarbonization and renewable energy. We have launched to support particularly green hydrogen. We launched a global program for green hydrogen in industry. And we are working with many partners, including the European Union, to support the uptake of green hydrogen. In this context, we're very happy to participate in this meeting of Mid-Gem because it's important to build networks. It's very important to develop the relationship, the cooperation, the exchange of knowledge and technology between the two sides of the Mediterranean and to build a common agenda. Only with a common agenda, all the energies from the north and the south of the Mediterranean can really achieve the goals which are complementary.
Bon, je suis ici aujourd'hui en tout cas en tant qu'observateur parce que la Mauritanie n'a pas encore formellement adhéré à Mid-Gem. C'est en cours. Ces choses prennent un peu de temps chez nous et c'est important pour nous dans la mesure où nous avons une relation assez particulière avec l'Union européenne pour l'hydrogène parce que nous avons ciblé l'Union européenne comme étant le principal partenaire parce qu'on considère que c'est l'off-taker naturel de notre hydrogène si jamais on en produit et également parce que nous avons d'autres coopérations avec l'Union européenne qui nous a beaucoup aidés dans la mise en place d'un cadre réglementaire et législatif, aussi bien pour l'énergie, l'électricité, que pour l'hydrogène vert. Et donc, d'où notre présence aujourd'hui à Mid-Gem, parce que nous favorisons non seulement la coopération avec l'Union européenne, mais les coopérations sud-sud, avec tous les pays qui sont un peu similaires aux nôtres. Donc, nous avons une très bonne relation aujourd'hui avec le Maroc, avec l'Égypte, avec la Namibie.
Donc, à l'occasion de la rencontre semestrielle du comité de pilotage de Mid-Gem, le Maroc a participé avec une délégation qui est composée du ministère de la Transition énergétique et du développement durable, de Mazen, du cluster des énergies renouvelables, le cluster de l'hydrogène vert, de l'OCP. Alors, cette occasion a été, disons, pour échanger autour des différentes avancées qui ont été faites par les différents pays autour des énergies renouvelables et autour de l'hydrogène pour tous les pays de la rive sud de la Méditerranée. Donc le Maroc, pour lui, a été une occasion de présenter toutes les avancées qu'il a réalisées au niveau des énergies renouvelables, au niveau de l'hydrogène, surtout par la publication de l'offre Maroc qui a été lancée sous l'initiative de Sa Majesté le Roi, que Dieu l'assiste, et cette offre qui a donné la possibilité d'être un cadre réglementaire de l'hydrogène et qui a cité toute, disons, la chaîne de valeur de la production de l'hydrogène, à savoir la production des énergies renouvelables, des salements de l'eau de mer, la production des différents dérivés de l'hydrogène, etc.
Alors, il y a d'abord, comme on l'a dit, il y a d'abord bien sûr la production d'hydrogène destinée à l'export, mais il y a également la possibilité de développement local des utilisations de l'hydrogène. Et quand on parle de développement d'utilisation de l'hydrogène, c'est pour atteindre le net zéro à l'horizon 2050 prévu ou avec l'objectif tunisien. Alors,
pour ça, c'est là où il y a vraiment beaucoup de travail à réaliser. Comment switcher secteur par secteur, étudier secteur par secteur, quelle sera la transition pour aller vers les utilisations d'hydrogène vert. Par exemple, le secteur de transport maritime, le secteur de transport aérien. Ensuite, il y a un peu l'industrie des fertilizers, par exemple, les engrais. Comment aller vers l'hydrogène vert ou d'autres industries qui utilisent un peu l'hydrogène vert qui pourraient être transitées ou switchées vers l'hydrogène vert à partir actuellement aux produits fossiles. C'est là où il y a le plus de travail, c'est là où il y a le plus de matière à développer une stratégie secteur par secteur, comment atteindre cette transition vers l'hydrogène vert et vers l'utilisation net zéro.
To this end, cooperation between Europe and the Mediterranean countries are of extreme importance at institutional level and also at industry level. And the Med-Gem brings this all together, institutions and industry. This is why we are so happy to be part of this very process. Concerning the approach that we think that this cooperation should give priority to, I think that there are two aspects that are extremely relevant. First of all, I think that Europe, we think that hydrogen should focus on local development first, and then excess of hydrogen should be exported. I think that this is extremely important to make it also acceptable, accessible to local populations. It's about creating local value, and local value can be created in many different ways. For instance, developing e-ammonia for fertilizers, decarbonizing local industries, creating new decarbonized also industries in the steel sector, in cement that are using hydrogen. Also decarbonization of transportation and access to energy that is also decarbonized thanks to hydrogen. So the possibilities are very wide, and we're very happy to see that most of hydrogen strategies that Southern Mediterranean countries are adopting are going necessarily in this direction.
Actually, we have learned a lot of exchange experience between Jordan and other countries in the Mediterranean, and it was a really good chance to see what is going on the green energy in Europe. And we found out the policies of Europe that they are attracting to import hydrogen through changing the hydrogen to ammonia and shipping this ammonia to uses of energy inside Europe.
In Lebanon, the industries, mainly the big number of industries, more than 80%, is small and medium enterprises. There are a maximum 20% of big enterprises and big factories. These big factories can count on themselves to move forward concerning the photovoltaic and the renewable energy installation and financing. But the small and medium enterprises cannot. They are waiting for support, and the job of the Lebanese Industrial Association that I represent is to help these small and medium enterprises to find capacities, to find financement, and to we are the link between the European donors and the foreigner donors and the Lebanese industrial.
The other actually topics we want to even to tackle on and to improve the issues related to certification of the projects. The certification of projects is still facing some challenges. We met with the delegation from the EU and discussing that the third-party inspection for this manufacturers should go through special legislation and special requirement. So certifying the hydrogen to be green is not easy now. We want to make a capacity building for the investors and for the manufacturers to know how they will target the EU market, because according to the EU policy that they will attract to import about 10 million tonnes of hydrogen.
Voilà, donc je pense que dans les prochaines semaines, nous allons officialiser notre appartenance à Med-Gem. Et nous pensons que vraiment on a beaucoup de choses à partager avec l'Union européenne, qui sont déjà des choses qui sont déjà sur les rails, parce qu'il y a bien sûr d'autres accords qui concernent l'immigration, qui concernent la sécurité, des choses sans lesquelles on ne peut pas aller vers un développement harmonieux. Et surtout, nous sommes maintenant vraiment complètement engagés dans la transition énergétique.
On sait que l'Europe elle est un peu avancée par rapport à la Tunisie dans les utilisations d'hydrogène vert, mais comment un peu bénéficier de cette expérience-là au niveau de la Tunisie pour aller de l'avant et pour atteindre nos objectifs. On parle toujours de l'hydrogène vert comme étant un moyen de transition énergétique. Transition énergétique, ami climat, mais également, il ne faut pas l'oublier, il va y avoir une sécurité d'approvisionnement et ça c'est très important dans le cadre actuel de la Tunisie où les ressources fossiles vont en déclin.
But we are moving forward, especially in the project that we are assisting here concerning the renewable energy, concerning the environment, concerning the hydrogen issue, and replacing the gas and the fuel consumption in several sectors. And we are hoping that the European Commission can help us to face these problems that we have in the country. And we are waiting for the new phases coming in this project, because we are in the second advisory board today.
And what I'm waiting or what I'm expecting as a next step, it's really to end this 2 days with an action plan, that would be really followed up by each country, and to make sure that all what we've learned during these 2 days and all the exchanges and the connection that we made through these sessions and with other countries would be very beneficial for us in order to create more partnerships and more collaboration paths with the other Mediterranean and Arab country, and to all be able through this roadmap to accelerate transition and accelerate and maximize our synergy together. So I'm waiting for the next meeting, and this time is not going to be a study, result sharing, but more about what the actions, like concrete action, each country has implemented, and where we are and where we'll be from here to 2030, which is a very important milestone when we talk about net zero strategy and policies.
And we hope that through Med-Gem, really the cooperation between the European Union and the south of the Mediterranean will be stronger and will succeed in accelerating the uptake of green hydrogen on both sides of the Mediterranean.
However, we are seeing that final investment decisions are not there yet. Projects are taking a lot of time to be delivered. And Med-Gem can have really an important role in accelerating this process, because it allows for cooperation in settling the needed regulatory frameworks for decarbonization. It also allows to de-risk the needed investments, also putting into place the needed infrastructure so as to connect the production and the different demand centers. So there's a lot of things that need to be done yet, but Med-Gem can be really instrumental in this process.
Today, we basically worked on what the results were from the homework that we received from the Industry Advisory Board. We looked at jobs and skills in the countries, we looked at infrastructure, and we looked at the local making industry, like what components are currently being made in those countries for the production of green electricity and green molecules. And that was a beautiful report. It was a very big, substantive report with a lot of information on 7 countries and what we discussed today were the results, but also some recommendations going forward. We're going to do a gap analysis. Where do we want to be? What do we have right now, and how can we fill the gaps and overcome the challenges and the barriers and all of the good things.